What's up, everybody? My name's Topher Welsh with the Glitched Podcast. Here with my host, the amazing and wonderful
Eugene Capon.
Aw. And we are also here with the Nerdcore sensation, Alpha Riff.
What's
How's it
up?
going,
What's
dude?
up? What's up? Hey, it's going good, doing good. How you
Right
guys
on.
doing?
Oh, we're peachy.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, we are on our second podcast of the night. This will be fun. I'm excited. I've been listening to your music all day today, and I like it.
I'm
It's
kind of
awesome.
interested to hear your take since from what I know you're kind of newer to it. Where Eugene here, me and him have known each other for a while, so I'm kind of interested to see how you feel about it as opposed to how Eugene would feel about it.
Well, I mean, I listen to a lot of music in like as background music for my stuff. So like as music to like drive to or work to, I really enjoy it. I haven't like dissected any of your music so far, but I mean, I just really enjoy kind of the stuff you're producing, and yeah, it's just
Okay,
and it's fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was first introduced to your music back when I was the senior editor over at Comic Shop TV years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out because we were basically scouring for nerdcore artists. They're, you guys really are not that common.
Right.
I feel like there was a lot more, probably about 5-6 years ago than there are right now. And you sent me a copy of Digital Champions, or it
Yes.
was either that or it was from beta to alpha.
I know that I sent that one probably first, but I was also like working on the Digital Champions stuff, I think, when we met. So,
I know that the song "Superhero Swag" was out.
yeah.
And,
So that was
and
from beta to
I
Alpha.
loved that video because I'm an After Effects guy.
That's the only, I can't work in Photoshop. I can't work in anything else. It has to be in After Effects. And then like, I'll dump it out and then I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, actually now I can animate my album cover and just make like lyric music videos off my album cover because I can only work in After Effects.
So, fun fact, Topher created the United States' largest After Effects group.
Wait,
One
what?
of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're After Effects Seattle. We've been around for about 9 years now. We're gearing up for like 10 years, so we gotta have like a big ass party. It's gonna be pretty cool. But no, yeah, we meet like every month, like third Thursday of the month, usually at Adobe. We have speakers every month, give away a ton of prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Surprised I've never actually met you then if you're an After Effects person,
I mean, like, I've been, I guess, just online doing the After Effects thing. Like, I worked in some film stuff for a little bit. And that was basically like what I was doing with some of the film stuff. It was like all indie film stuff, but it was just fun stuff to do. And then I just turned around and I was like, well, I need to make my own art. I can't like always pay somebody else. And After Effects was the only thing I knew how to use. So,
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's a great program. I mean, a lot of the stuff I find myself going into After Effects just do like simple, like very easy tasks that I could probably do in other applications way easier. But
right.
but no, it's great for animation, all that stuff, and yeah, man. So
that's dope.
have you been in After Effects like a power user, or are you more of like the intermediate? Or
I would say,
I actually haven't seen any of the videos yet.
I would say more like intermediate. Because there was like some stuff I went to what was it, Video Copilot, and I was like looking at some of the stuff there. So I would take like some blueprints of what other people would do, and then like try to change stuff up, try to figure out how it works for me, So I would say intermediate. I definitely was not like a power pro user. Like there's a bunch of stuff somebody else could go into my projects and be like, you actually don't need to do all of this other stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
slowing everything down. But yeah, I was trying to figure stuff out, and it's just at some point in time I was just like, all right, I just got to get this project done, however it gets done. So yeah.
Right on. Well, if you are
it's a great video. It's a great video, especially for like when it was done. I mean, there's After Effects is so much better than it used to be, and the effects are so much more real. And I feel like your stuff was right on point for when it was put out.
Yeah, that was like right at the tail end of me like working on indie film and stuff. So I was basically using everything that I knew how to do, like all the compositing, techniques that I knew how to do and just threw them all in that video because that was like my Hail Mary. I was like, I have to get noticed somehow. And then I sent that to actually MC Front a Lot. And then he tweeted about me, and that's kind of like what put me on the map because he was like, "Oh yeah, check out this dope new video from this nerdcore artist." And I was just like, "Oh shit," like the godfather of nerdcore is basically like shouting me out. Like, so that was huge for me.
The grandfather of nerdcore.
I haven't actually delved too far into the nerdcore scene. Given like the subject material that me and Eugene cover, you'd think I'd be more about that genre of music, but I just haven't jumped into it too much yet. It's surprising. So when I find it, I really enjoy it. It's like, oh, I got that reference. Oh, I get that reference. Oh, I get that
it's
reference.
Like, it's so weird because like when I jumped into it, it was also kind of, I would say it's more known now because now you have like more hip hop artists that just use like all the references or use like the sound effects and everything. Whereas at the time it was these guys really doing all of that. Mm-hmm. And, more mainstream artists were like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about Dragon Ball Z in any of my lyrics or whatever. I'm not talking about Bowser or Mario or anything. Whereas now you'll hear like Mario coins in the background, or you'll hear Sonic rings in the background, or somebody, making a sound effect or something, or somebody will spin like a Resident Evil, like, song or something and just flip a sample from that and boom, it's now mainstream.
Like I was listening to the radio the other day and it was like this hardcore hip hop song that came on and like half of his references were all Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, what?
Like, how is this on Cube 93? What's going on?
What?
What year is it? Like, what? Yeah. Like, and it's just it's so weird because like it got kind of big, then it died off for a little bit, and now it's like getting bigger, but in a different way.
It's
how so? Exactly.
No. I feel like nerdcore now basically went away, and then mainstream just picked up the slack.
And that's kind of what it is. Like some of the bigger nerdcore artists, like you have Mega Ran, who, if you watch WWE, you've seen him in the ring with New Day. He raps in the ring sometimes, and he will sometimes go out with them and just do all kinds of stuff. So he's out there doing stuff. You have like
I was actually hanging out with Mega Ran at TwitchCon.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Like he's super down to earth. Just everything he does is just completely solid. He got the Guinness Book of World Record, I think, for the most songs about video games or about Mega Man or something like that. Because he teamed up with Capcom at some point in time, and they basically gave him their blessing. They were like, "Yeah, just go with it." And so he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for that. And then some like a couple people have actually done shows with like Janelle Monáe, and just like these big artists are recognizing, hey, we need these people who had like kind of the backpack, kind of the bedroom raps, but they're actually speaking to what people want to listen to and what they want to hear right this second.
I feel like MC Frontalot really like set the stage, but it was like MC Chris and MC Lars that really took it to like a more broad spectrum of like what it could be. I mean, MC Lars was on the Warped Tour for 10 years.
Yeah, and he's still doing stuff like all the time. MC Chris, I know, was didn't he do voices for Cartoon Network or something like that?
He was the rapping spider that would always like get killed off by the end of the episode and then come back as like something else, and he's like, I like candy.
Right. And he still does stuff. Like every time he puts up like any Indiegogo or any any kind of fundraiser, like it hits its mark and then it goes well past it. Mega Ran's the same way. He'll put something up for like, hey, I only need 30,000 to do a tour in Europe, and then it'll come back and he'll get like $70,000-$80,000 for it. And it's just like, I'm trying to be there. Like I want to be there. Right. I want to earn that with every fundraiser I put up,
I guess it's all about like, what have you done as far as like collaborating with these other artists?
So with the Digital Champion stuff, that's my big collaboration project. That's That's basically it's a fully formed world and story. Everybody plays characters. We have trading cards, so all the characters have trading cards, and then you can read the bios on the back. And then I'm writing novels about them. I was working with an artist because we're gonna put comic books together, and it's like just this massive collaboration. And so I had Mega Ran on the last album. I've had Ashita. I've had Tumelo. Tumelo's pretty famous for doing the Chrono Jigga EP, which was Chrono Trigger like songs flipped with Jay-Z vocals. And that blew up. I think he got like 300,000 downloads or something off of that. So nice. So he did that. He's been on it. He's been consistent on that. He's playing one of the main characters on that. I've had let me see, because it's like a big long list. K Murdoch did a beat for us, and then based off of that, I actually made him a character. So now he has a whole character, a backstory, art to him, and like all this stuff. So it's just like everybody I bring in, I try to bring who they are as a person into the world a little bit, but then spin it and be like, okay, this is what, this character is, and like all this stuff. And when I told K Murdoch what his character was, he was like, that is probably the dopest character I've ever heard. Like his character can't talk. So they speak by making drum beats. And then the women of his tribe, they actually speak by like making whistle noises. So it's two different kind of sounds, but it's musical sounds. And he decided he wanted to become like almost like a shinobi. He was angry that his people got killed at one point in time. So he just kind of went out there and was slicing and dicing people and making beats, with his hands in his mouth.
Okay.
So this is like hold on real quick. This is like the backstory for the character of the person you're featuring on a song.
He's not even featured on the song. He made the beat. He's just the producer, but it's the backstory for his character.
And then it's available through like a trading card or something?
Yeah, so most of the backstory is on the back of the trading cards. And then you can get stuff from like the lyrics, because like as MCs we'll say different things about different characters, or because when we're rapping, we're actually doing it based off of who our character is. So it's almost like we're having dialogue back and forth with the villains. Like I'll be the hero in the song, and then I'm having dialogue with whoever the villain is. We're going back and forth. And then you can get additional details from like the cards, or we want to put together kind of like a wiki to kind of like tell you, hey, this is everything that's kind of going on, to give you some more backstory. But also it allows us to do other EPs, other songs, other side projects to kind of like bring in even more story and kind of have people go, okay, that's my favorite character. I need to know more about him. You know?
Okay, I'm going to pitch you, okay? All right, no, hold on.
I love the creativeness.
All right, have you ever seen the cartoon Freaknik? It was on Adult Swim. Okay, yes. You know the two white frat dudes that were played by two of the members of the Lonely Island? like their whole point, their only like reason for being there was to establish like they were crashing a frat party. Can we be those guys?
Here's the fun part.
In return, we will augment some of your cards.
Ooh.
So people can use Snapchat over them, and then holograms will pop up out of them.
Eugene, our avatars.
We have our own avatars already.
Decked out with our cards.
I'm digging this because see, I didn't even tell you guys like the full scope of what this thing is. So like, let me pull back for a second, because we're just talking about the music, right?
This is all coming together for me, because I was looking at your Patreon and I was like, the Horsemen Club and trading cards. Like, how does this all work together? And it's all coming together for me now. So like, please proceed.
Okay, so Digital Champions, it's this massive story, this massive epic story, right? Now I'm telling the primary part of it. But everybody else who ever gets involved can pitch an idea into the story and say, hey, I have an idea for characters or part of the story. They can do it. They can do this part of the story. And if it's good, if we say, hey, that's actually a good thing, we're only gonna like take off a tiny part off the top and say that's just so we can do promo and make sure that this thing can keep going. You can sell the rest. You can do whatever you want to with it. We add that to the canon and we keep going, right? Mm-hmm. So with Digital Champions, like I said, it's we got the album. So we have the first 2 albums out: Digital Champions, Migdal Bavel, which is the first one, and then Digital Champions Mors Aeterna. That's the second one, and I'm working on a new Digital Champions saga right now. And so with these 2 albums, we've kind of established the world, the characters, what we're doing with the trading cards and stuff. But for the characters in the story, they are part of the main characters. The main good guys are part of the Horsemen, which is this group that at one point in time, they were just bounty hunters. It was like 5 or 6 of them. They were just going out there, just getting bounties, and they kind of died off, went their separate ways. And then my character, Alphariff, and his partner, MZ, had to actually bring everybody kind of back together and form this thing to save the world. And with that, I'm looking at the fans like, I want you guys to be part of this. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you're not part of this world. So I formed the Horseman fan club, which has tiers. And with each tier, you're essentially a certain kind of agent within that tier. And the idea is that when we get either enough money or we get enough agents, we're going to launch a website where you can actually visually create your own character. So you can pick, oh, I want this hairstyle, I want this skin color, I want these cybernetic implants, I want these weapons. And the pixel art that we're using for the trading cards now, you would be able to put that together, form your own character, print your own trading cards. So you're sitting here talking about, oh, they could do blah, blah, blah with Snapchat. And I'm like, could they now? Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
No, so that's, I don't know if you know this, but that's actually our background. We're XR evangelists. So virtual reality, augmented reality, that sort of thing. We sold the first in VR talk show to ever be ordered by a network, and that's actually where this podcast comes from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we sold it to we did 1 season on Altspace, and then we did 2 seasons on High Fidelity, which was formerly Second Life back in the day.
Nice.
So it's like the VR version of Second Life, basically. Yeah. And so we got our own like stage and stuff. And it's kind of like going to an episode of Conan. You put on the headset, you travel into the crowd as I punch my mic, and and you just chill and you watch us on stage interview celebrities and YouTubers and influencers and VR AR people, and then you can like go up and ask questions to the guest, and we film it and we stream it out on all the different platforms, and it's a lot of fun.
Dope.
So instead of just watching it online, you can literally go and be a part of the show and attend it from like anywhere in the world, which is what we think is one of the coolest things about it.
Yeah, that's dope right there. I like that.
So this whole extra world of like character building behind it, just me and Eugene have so many ideas for fun things and projects we're working on. This is just this just gets the gears turning, man.
So this actually sounds like one of Topher's pitches to me. Like, if he had called me this morning and pitched this exact idea, I'd be like, buddy, we got so many other things we need to pay attention to.
This literally happens every single day. I'll go, Eugene. He goes, what? He goes, I go, all right, I got an idea.
No, he goes, idea pitch.
Idea pitch. What if we get
like, all right,
a fake dinosaur, we put a headset on it, and we build an experience around this? Whatever. But it's just any idea that pops into my head, Eugene is my one person I can always call and be like, tell me if this idea is completely stupid, and he'll be honest with me. Right. But I've had some golden ones. I've had some pretty crappy ones. So,
I mean, you gotta have some of that give and take, though. Like,
oh yeah.
And then some of the crappy ones, you're gonna save like at least a tiny part of that and throw that into like the golden ones.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
It's always like, let's put it on the wall, and after we get past the next 15 things, we'll pick one of the 83 that you talked about this week. So
just throw a straight dart at it. Like, all right, here we go. This is what we're doing today.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's basically what our company is like.
Yeah, a lot of it's just fun VR, AR, social media experiments. We did I got a hair at my ass, and I wanted to do a whole series of Snapchat lenses for like big YouTube influencers. So I stayed up all night and I made like
30.
30 Snapchat lenses, and they're just face swap masks. So you can be like, you could be Logan Paul, or you could be the guys from Dude Perfect, or you could be like Philip DeFranco.
Nice.
Ellen DeGeneres. So hopefully one of those
all white. We had to do all white people because we didn't want the backlash.
I'm doing blackface.
Yeah, I started doing it. I was like, which picture should I use for, Dave Chappelle? And he's like, pump the brakes, Toph. Come on.
Let's not do that one. Let's chill on that one.
Things could get hairy.
I'll give you the go ahead for me though. Go ahead and put me up there.
No, we'll still get backlash. They'll be like a bunch of people will be like, no, they got permission, and he was like, no, the black community didn't give you permission.
The whole black
to do
community.
this.
I'm like, no, guys, look, I gave them permission. It's okay. We're good.
Yeah, that was kind of like Snapchat did a Bob Marley lens for his birthday. They got permission from the Bob Marley Foundation for his birthday, and it was like bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like,
we're
you just ruined it for
we're
everybody.
too young. We're too young as a company. We can't have any like negative like racial backlash this early. Like, we want to be big. We don't want the internet to come under the hammer and hit us in the nuts.
You don't want to have you guys don't want to have a documentary on both Hulu and Netflix about your crash and burn.
These
we just talked about this
white
in the
men
previous.
made Snapchat lenses of black people,
and
they thought it was funny.
And somehow I become the Ja Rule. Like, they just pull my face in there. Like, he gave them the go ahead. Like, what? No, I didn't do no such thing.
I just wanted to party.
Which makes Topher Billy, right?
Man.
And I'm just over here like, I drank some mouthwash.
You're like, I don't want to stay in a storm tent.
You'd be Eugene. You'd be the one guy who said he was gonna go get the water. You'd have to be him.
That's what I said. That's where I went home, and I took a shower, and I drank some mouthwash, and I was ready to go down there. And turns out he was just a really nice guy.
Oh.
As my hair started to like fall in the same places.
You had the same look on your face and everything.
I'm an actor.
I have yet to watch the Firefest documentary. It's like on my to-do list. I've heard so much stuff about it. It's like it's literally anything anyone talked about for the last week, I feel like.
It's okay. We'll go and
watch the third one. Tell us about the third one, Eugene.
Well, it's being produced and directed by
former
Joey
guest of
Clift,
Glitched,
and a former guest of Glitched, and I may or may not be in it.
Oh, snap!
Yeah,
God. Joey really likes you, and you're building his website anyway. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're making it.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah, we built the website for the third documentary.
Nice, But the thing is, is there gonna be a fourth one that you guys have to produce because the third documentary did something that was so scandalous? Now you have to produce a fourth one.
It's all right. All it is, it's the Wikipedia page being read, and like 60 comedians acting out parts from it. It's WWE wrestlers, comedians, and then like me pitching like stupid ideas.
This is amazing,
right? But Joey's been tweeting out. People have been Venmoing him like money to like invest in this documentary.
Did they not see the?
No. But it's all like $4.20. No. It's like $4.20. It's like 69 cents. Okay. It's like I gave him $2 and I put in the like memo. It's like for documentaries 4 and 5.
Nice.
In the memo, it should have been the number 8 == D and then tilde.
Yeah, I saw somebody actually requested $1,000 for it, rather than like invested in it.
Like, can I actually get...
So he's just like screen capturing them and like putting them up for social media sake. Yeah, but I just think it's really funny, and he rented out the Pack Theater in LA to like do a red carpet.
Jesus. You probably don't live in LA, man.
No, it's I'm impressed with anything that guy does. Like he just won a bunch of awards for doing what was it?
He also does have great fashion sense.
But oh yeah, like so one of the things he does is he has hold on, Joey Clift. He has a show called Chat on Cats.
What?
At the UBC Theater, and
I love it.
It's basically he has real like celebrities come in with their cats, and he interviews the cats. And he one time he dedicated 30 seconds to a dog expert.
And then there was just so much backlash. He had his entire career ruined.
Yeah.
He has to make a Firefest documentary.
Oh, it's
nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the information on the. Yes. All right. Where is it? Oh. So he has an animated short that got a bunch of awards called "Telling People You're Native American When You're Not Native American Is a Lot Like Telling a Bear You're a Bear When You're Not a Bear." And I've seen it. I saw like a private showing of it, and it is phenomenal. Not many people know this, but I grew up so we're both from the same town. We're both from Marysville, Washington, but we grew up on the Tulalip Indian Reservation together.
Nice.
Yeah. He's actually like a card-carrying member of the First Nations. I'm a little bit, not enough to like get anything out of it. I just
He's 164th.
And went to like Native
128th.
I don't even think I'm that. But it shows up on DNA tests. I grew up on an Indian reservation, and I went to like Native American schools until I got to high school.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like a weird insight that not many very pale looking people like myself have. Yeah, so I don't know, it's funny, and I love that he's doing stuff like this and that, and we need to go back and talk about digital
Yeah, I
champions.
know. Enough about our previous guests. Jesus Christ, Joey, get out of our heads.
Oh. Sorry, I just thought it was like a really relevant.
No, it was like
to the conversation.
It's just like it's so weird because like you'll think that you're creating something so utterly original, and then you find out like other people are kind of in the same wavelength, and you've either never met them or like you only know about them tangentially, and that's weird to me. Like whenever I'm meeting other people, and it's just like how Topher just has like, oh, I got like a million ideas, and this sounds like something I would have pitched, and I'm like, I've been working on this for like the last 7 years. What the hell, dude? Like, stop stealing my ideas.
I feel like you're somebody who like wakes up and just like has a sketch pad by his bed, and you're like, all right, next idea.
It's not even a sketch pad at this point. I had the iPad and the phone, and like I'll have 2 different or 3 different apps open, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. I have to write stuff down. Or like if I go to like a restaurant or whatever, the phone is always out like with notes, or I'll take a picture of something because I want to use something as like a texture, or I want to do something with it. Because a lot of the art I create is just like I took a picture and now I'm gonna composite it in After Effects, and then when people look at it, they're like, hey, that looks like a burned out world, and I'm like, actually, that was the IHOP down the street from my house.
That's a pancake stain.
I love that your creativity is so vast that you have to have cloud storage for it.
I really do. That's the funny part actually, is that I had to upgrade my Google Drive because I was running out of space, and I have my iCloud Drive at like whatever the max is for that.
2 terabytes or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I have too much stuff. But no, when it comes to like digital champion stuff, I always have new ideas. Like I'm always waking up, and I always have like, because I play guitar and I play a little bit of keyboards and everything, and I always wake up and I always have like a new riff that I want to like put something down. Actually, before we even jumped in here, I recorded about 3 minutes of just different riff ideas. Like,
Would you say it was an Alpha Riff?
Oh,
oh,
oh! Did he just say it?
Oh my goodness!
He just
Oh
said
my
it.
goodness!
He just said it.
You're not supposed to say it. Like, you're just supposed to think it.
It's like that episode of Family Guy where he's like, "Oh my God, he said it! Ah,
He said the thing.
he said the thing."
But yeah, like I'll I'm always creating something new. Like just some new idea. I had one of my friends, he goes by the rap name Hormones, and he basically was like, hey, well, he tagged me in it, and he was like, I'm waiting for that progressive emo rock album that we're supposed to do, because I sent him a bunch of new stuff that I'm working on for the Digital Champion stuff, and it's more, the older stuff was more hip hop, where the newer stuff goes back to my kind of musical background, which is metal, progressive rock, and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, I heard that. Now we need to make an entire like prog emo album. And I'm like, I could probably do that in like a month, dude. Like, it's not even a big deal. I'll go ahead and I'll write it all today. Like,
That's awesome.
So do you know a lot of your recording like in your own home, or do you have like studio space that you rent out, or are you kind of just like all self-made, or what?
I'm literally sitting where I record.
Oh,
So
perfect.
I'll just have my mic right here. I have my mixing speakers. I know I'm gonna pull up my camera a little bit and kind of show it around a little bit. I have my guitars and stuff over there, and then there's my computer with you guys on it with a little MIDI keyboard, and then I have a bigger keyboard so people can kind of get an idea of where I'm sitting. But yeah, I do everything right here. I'll just
Nice.
reach over, grab the guitar, plug it in, start recording, and I'll go, okay, that sounds good. Now I need to do the drums. So I'll just set the guitar behind me, got the little drum pad right here, knock out the drums, make them sound all nice and real with all the sweet plugins I got, and boom, there's a song.
Man, I love that we live in a world where like no longer do you have to spend $5,000 for a weekend of studio time in Seattle. Like, you literally can buy an M-Box or something and have all the inputs you need and just port everything right into your computer and mix everything yourself. And if you are good enough, you can make badass music.
Right.
I
And
freaking love that.
most
It's
of
my
the
favorite
people
thing.
I know are like that.
It's
Like,
so
we
great.
all basically, like, it costs too much, and we really, if you have an idea, you want to be able to get it out,
Yeah.
like, especially with like Digital Champion stuff. If I wake up and I have that idea right there, I can't wait a week, because a lot of the time my ideas come after I have one simple tiny idea, and now I'm sitting here and I have everything in front of me, and now I've written an entire song, but that entire song would not have happened if I had to wait a week. It wouldn't have been the same, because a lot when you have that initial idea, boom, it just all comes flowing out of you right there at that moment. And a lot of my music is that way. That's how I write lyrics. So when I'm sitting down to write lyrics, I'm literally I'll have maybe like 2 lines, and then all of a sudden I look up an hour later, the whole song is done. I got the hook done, I've got all the verses done, I've done my ad libs, and I'm just like, I don't even remember writing half of this. It just kind of poured out.
Nice.
Man, I wish you were in the same area as us so we could like hang out in real time.
Right?
Do you live in Seattle, or where are you at?
No, I am like a little bit south of Cincinnati. So I'm I'm way over here.
I thought you were like local to us.
No.
No.
Oh, for some reason, why did I think? I don't know. For some reason, maybe since you and Eugene like, knew each other, maybe I was assuming you were a Seattle native.
Well, I know out there you guys have you guys used to have Lex Lingo was out there, Shubzilla's
No, they're both still here.
Okay.
Lex Lingo is in Shoreline.
Okay.
Shubzilla, I believe, is in either Edmonds or Redmond.
Okay.
I think.
It sounds similar.
And then we have Billy the Fridge as well.
Right. Yep. Billy's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lex is actually going to be on the next Digital Champion stuff. So I did a live, like a little live thing yesterday on my Facebook page, kind of telling people stuff that was going on. Because here in this last week, I have weirdly blown up for what we are now calling live reaction memes. Because apparently people love when I take pictures of my face, looking at weird statuses and going, what the hell is this? Apparently my face is like super expressive, and people, they want that as stickers, or they want that as like quote unquote live reaction memes. Cause a lot of the time I'm too busy to like type like LOL or something. So I literally will laugh in a video and send it. And that's how I post and how I comment on everything social media.
That's been my Facebook feed for the last few days. Thanks, Warren.
You're welcome.
I got a couple of those from Eugene and his girlfriend the other day. They were making fun of me. What did you guys send me saying like, how does my wife put up with me or something? And I was like, what is this? 2 video messages from Yao and Eugene, and they're just shitting on me about
Okay, so
and
the
it's
running
like public in the Facebook feed. I'm like, I can't believe this.
So the joke is Topher's wife is very, very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And she's much more attractive than him.
Okay.
But making
Thanks.
No.
He's like, wait for it. Feel the burn. Feel the burn.
A
Topher.
lot more attractive than he is, and so, but making fun of him for it is like making fun of somebody winning the lottery.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. And so he posted a picture of his wife.
Yeah.
And she's a professional belly dancer, and she does like reviews and stuff, and they sell very, very well down in Tacoma.
Okay.
And so I put, or she put, I still think your wife is too hot for you. And I was like, I think they make a cute but my reply was to her and not like we were having a sidebar conversation about him, but of course they're on his photos. And she wanted to be in on the joke as well because we do it so
they're on the
often.
photo, and then my wife sees it. She's like, "What is this?" And she was so confused. I was like, "It's this joke because Eugene makes fun of me for
right."
Anyways, yeah, it comes up quite a bit.
Whole backstory. Nice.
So what's on the plate for you next? I mean, you got Digital Champions. That's kind of an ever evolving project. I feel like it's never really gonna end, will it?
So I did tell people there is a definite end in the primary storyline. So the primary storyline does have a conclusion. It can be like 20 albums from now, but it does have like a conclusion. But it's for that world and that series, I think it's not just the primary storyline that's going to be the amazing part. It's going to be the sidebar like projects that come out of other people, because that's kind of how, I want it to be. I want other people to get involved and kind of like make it their own thing. Like how like Star Wars Expanded Universe used to be and stuff like that. Like I look at that and I'm like, that to me is awesome. So the primary person that you would associate it with is no longer doing something, but you still can get content. So
it's like the Wu-Tang and everyone else branching out on their own.
Or this is just a prequel to Deltron 3030.
So I have literally been compared to him like a million times, and I'm just like, I'll take it.
Dude, Del the Funky Homo Sapien
like
rebranding himself as like cyberpunk hip hop. No, that's come on. That's
whatever.
That's one hell of a comparison. That's all positive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna be mad at that. But no, with Digital Champions, so I am working on a new saga. I kept just saying it's a new saga. It's a new saga. It's actually 2 EPs, and they take place simultaneously from the perspective of the 2 main characters. So one is from Alphariff's perspective, and one is from MZ's perspective. And what I've been telling people also is these 2 EPs will explain what comes 2 albums from now. And people are like, wait, what? Because there's going to be a lot of little things that if you're a fan of the previous 2 albums, you're going to pick up on something is a little bit different. And because the last album kind of had a cliffhanger. The primary God character, we call him Prog, short for programmer. And he basically was having a conversation with Alpha and MZ, and he said, I can save your people. And Alpha MZ looked at him and said, well, is there somebody in your world that can do that? You know, he was kind of like, people believe, but nobody can reach down and like pluck you out of danger. And so Alpha and MZ said, well, we don't want that for us. And so he let them go back to their world. And that was kind of a cliffhanger because there was something that was happening at that point that would literally obliterate the entire world. And he was saying, I can save it for you. And they kind of refused. So it's kind of a cliffhanger. But the next project, 2 EPs. One of them is Digital Champions, The Architect. So that one is from Alpha's perspective. And one of them is Digital Champions, The Angel. And that's from MZ's perspective. And what's kind of funny to me is that The Angel and The Architect talk about not just Alpha and MZ, but also Prog and Term. Term was actually kind of Prog's, I guess, counterpart in the real world, if you will. So she's kind of angry, and there's been characters that were created and were invading in the last album that she created, these characters, and they kind of have her almost craziness within them to destroy and assimilate everything. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. The Architect is going to be more of a rock metal kind of album. And then The Angel is going to be more synth bass, a lot of synth pop. I've been experimenting with a lot of like 80s guitar sounds, a lot of stuff that like the 1975 would put out with like any of the songs they put out. Because I'm interested in that kind of sound, and I want to see, you know, what that kind of sound has with it. And I have DJ Robo Rob. He's gonna come in. He's gonna do a couple tracks for The Angel. And then new producer, his name is Sean Solo. I've actually done a track with him called Daenerys, which is on my Patreon. But he's gonna come in and do some stuff. And then I have Cloth and Pop. He's gonna do some stuff. So I got some people who are kind of coming back who worked on previous songs on the previous Digital Champions, and I got a couple new people kind of coming in to work on songs. We got some new characters. Like I said, Lex Lingo is going to be a new character. He plays an all new character. We do have some repeats. One Up Creative Mind Frame is going to come back as one of the characters, the principal villain, if you will. We got a couple other people like Ashita. He's going to come back and play Assembly, which is kind of the bearded wonder who just loves guns and will shoot you from a tank with 2 rocket launchers on his shoulders. Like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is how we going out. Like, so he's coming back, you know, and I got a couple other new characters that kind of display some interesting traits. I'll say some things I want to experiment with musically that I have never done before that I'm hoping they pay off, because that's what I kind of do with every album. I try to do something that I've not heard and I've not done myself. So I'm going to try to see if I can get all this to work together and make it mesh and make it make sense, and then see how people like it.
Man, I feel like I've just like scratched the surface of your world. It's like listening to you talk so passionately about this project and like how deep it goes. It's honestly, it's fascinating. It's really cool.
Got the
really
hip hop Neil Gaiman hanging out with us.
Right?
It's just, nope, got another book in me.
There you go. There you go. Let's just keep putting it out.
Little sidebar.
Right on, man.
Sandman.
Well, I think we are coming up on time. So where can everyone find all your music, your YouTube, your Spotify, all that stuff? Where can the people find you, man?
Okay, so I'm basically on every streaming service known to man. But the easiest way to find me, you can either go to Facebook, just type in Alphariff, boom, I'm there. You can go to my Patreon, which is at patreon.com/Alphariff. If you go there, you don't have to subscribe to get access to like all my streaming stuff. But for the low price of $2 a month,
only $2,
$2 a month,
tell the people about it.
You not only get early releases. So I released my song Daenerys on there earlier this month, and it's just now coming out to streaming services tomorrow. So you'll get early releases, but you'll also get songs that I'm never putting up anywhere. So yesterday I released an acoustic song called Circlet of Destiny, and it was actually an acoustic reimagining of one of the songs off of one of the previous Digital Champions albums. That won't get released anywhere. So basically, if you want that song, if you like Digital Champions and you want to have like a different take on that feel, that's the only place you'll be able to get it. Patreon is basically my home base at this point. So you'll be able to get everything there. I'm also on Instagram. It's Alpha Riff Music on Instagram. I kind of post stuff on there and it gets filtered to my Facebook feed. Sometimes I'll post other random stuff on there. Twitter is just at Alphariff. And like I said, I'm on every streaming service. Literally just type my name in and a bunch of stuff is going to pop up.
And if you're watching the video, we'll throw some links down below in the description. If you're watching on any of the 10 platforms that the podcast is on.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and throw a link to the Patreon. And if you want to support the show, go ahead over to chamber01.bigcartel.com and pick up awesome Chamber 01 shirts like the one I'm wearing.
I can't find mine. That's why I'm wearing a Cinema 4D shirt, because they're a sponsor of Studio Capon. Thank you.
I didn't get one. What?
Right on.
All right.
Cool. Well, we will see you guys next time, and stay glitched.
Stay glitched.